Hi, Goldie. Are you there? Are you done with work already?
Hi, Beth. I thought I asked you not to call me that. My name is not Goldie, it's Gretchen. There are so many other great nicknames you could have given me. Why do you insist on Goldie the oldie? I mean, who does that to her daughter-in-law? I think it's very rude and inappropriate. I'm only 5 years older than Ben. I resent you calling me old. I can't promise you I'll be able to ask you nicely another time. So please, stop calling me that.
Oh, shush, don't fret. I think it suits you perfectly. You are almost 40, so in no universe are you not significantly older than most newlyweds. You're only 20 years younger than me. So what do you prefer, little missy, then? It's quite embarrassing for you to cling on to technicalities like that, you know. Try being in my shoes. I live in constant fear that someone new I meet might ask how old my daughter-in-law is. Constant fear, I tell you. What will they think of my son if they find out you're much, much older than him? Bless his heart. I still can't wrap my head around what could possibly have tricked my Benjamin to pick someone like you. What is it, Goldie? What do you have up your sleeve?
Beth, it's not my fault I'm only 20 years younger than you. As cliche as it is, age is just a number. That's what Ben thinks too, so please stop.
Learn to give credit where credit is due, dear. It's not like I'm referring to you as something you're not, am I? You're welcome to take it as a compliment, if you will. I am indeed incredibly amazed at how you, a 39-year-old spinster, scored such a great young 34-year-old man in his prime like my Ben. He had such a bright future until you came along and aged it. Not like fine wine either, I must add. Just talking about this gives me heartburn. I need some ice water.
Beth, that's enough. It's been 2 years since your son proposed to me and a year since he married me. You've had more than enough time to get used to this. We are happy, and it's time you need to let go of whatever resentment you have towards me. We live with you not because we wanted to or needed to, but because you had nowhere else to go. I don't expect a thank you card from you every day because I think of you as family now. And I had hoped you'd think the same of me given some time. But I don't see that ever happening, do you? My patience is running very dangerously thin, Beth. I'm sick of your fake niceties when Ben and Burton are around. That instantly disappears once they do. Do you think I never noticed that? How you call me Goldie only when the men are not around and treat me like a maid? I am your son's wife. Accept that.
I don't think I will, dear. You may never understand because you may never be able to have a child of your own. Do you know how close to death I was during Ben's birth? He is my miracle baby. He is my everything. And one day you came along all smiles and already a few gray hairs. What is a mother supposed to feel when her son brings home an old bat like you? I did not raise him to settle for second tiers. I gave him the best of the best, nothing but. You will never know the love for a child like I do.
You do realize that one of the main reasons Ben and I can't have a baby is you. Not that you are or should in any way, shape, or form be involved in the discussion of Ben and I having a baby.
What?
Look, I can understand your dislike for my being older than your son. As a woman and as a mother, I can understand you had hoped for a newer, younger model for Ben's wife. I had never dated anyone younger than me before Ben either. I didn't think a younger man could be compatible with me. Believe me when I say I was also worried about the optics as well as compatibility of this union. You don't have to tell me that. So I had thought long and hard about accepting Ben's proposal. Trust me. And do you need me to remind you again that it was Ben that pursued me? He would not take no for an answer. You know how he is. He asked and asked until I relented to go on one date. And I relented because he was younger than me. My parents advised me to think long and hard before making a decision. I'm sure because they knew I might be bullied for it. Turns out they were absolutely right. I felt like I should listen to my parents, but Ben's ceaseless pursuit of me made me turn a blind eye to them. I should have listened to them, if I'd only known how awful you would treat me. At least have the decency and guts to do it in front of your son and husband. Own the fact that you can't stand me. You know it's wrong, so you're ashamed. That's why you do it in secret. Or you disguise it like you were doing something good? You never mean it like that, do you? I always twist your words and I always assume the worst in you, etc. But you can't ever risk revealing such a hideous side of you to your two perfect men, can you? If you can't stand me, why don't you just move out?
Now wait just a minute. Move out. Are you about to kick me out of my own son's house? I have every right to be here in this house. This is my son's house. I will not leave my boy. You have no right to do this to me.
You know what, Beth? Yes, I am. I am kicking you out. I want you out of here by the end of this month. We bought this house hoping it would be where Ben and I can start our own family. We didn't buy it so it could be a makeshift nursing home. I would like the third bedroom back, please. I am putting my foot down. I'm done being generous to you.
Wait! You know, we don't have anywhere else to go. All right, fine, you win. I won't call you Goldie anymore. I will never call you that again. And I will try harder to accept you as my new daughter-in-law. I promise. Just don't kick me out yet. Don't take my son away from me. Hello there. Will you be coming home at your usual time? I was wondering if you could pick us up some burgers from that restaurant place on Main, the one Ben took us to last month. I totally spaced out and forgot about my nephew John's visit today. He's bringing his fiancée to introduce to us. I think it was better if we ordered takeout, what with COVID and all. So I thought, how about tacos? But got caught up with something, so had no time to go myself.
Okay, that's fine. I can do that.
And hurry back. I want you to meet her too. I heard she has a master's degree and she's modeled for some magazine before, so she must be just gorgeous. And she's 3 years younger than John. Doesn't she sound just too perfect to be true? How happy John must be. Oh, I sure am happy for him.
Really, Beth?
What? Oh, I didn't mean to make you feel bad about anything. Anyway, make sure you tell them to make the burgers look like the pictures. They're for a very special occasion. About 5 should be enough.
5? If John's bringing his fiancée, there'll be 6 adults. Should I get something other than burgers?
No, it's fine. I'm not that hungry today. I think it's the weather. I'll just take some off my husband's plate to be polite. I really don't want to eat. There's no need to waste money on an extra burger. I think 5 should be plenty. And it would be so incredibly generous of you if the food was your treat. Imagine how impressed John's fiancé would be to know what a successful career you have. And it'll make Ben look impressive too. 3 birds, 1 stone.
I'll pick them up on my way home.
Thank you, darling. Where did you run off to? You can't just disappear after being such a party pooper. Did you see how awkward it was? Come back and fix this now.
I didn't disappear. I left so I can get some food in peace.
What? You left so you could get more food?
More? I had 0 food back there, Beth. I'm not that hungry.
5 should be plenty enough for 6 people.
Really, Beth? Is that all you got?
What? I really wasn't all that hungry. It's not my fault. The food looked so appetizing.
Then you should have said that in front of the other people. Instead, you loudly announced that I must have made a mistake and ordered the wrong number. And you went on to offer me chicken nuggets like you're doing me some huge favor. How was the stolen burger? Delicious, I bet.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. I did that so you'd come out looking like the good guy. Now John's fiancé is gonna think you're such a selfless person. How dare you accuse me of whatever it is that you're trying to accuse me of? It's just a burger, for crying out loud.
That's what I should be saying. It's just a burger, Beth. You are being so immature. I can't believe you stooped down so low as to torment me with food. Food I bought with my money, no less. Even dogs know not to mess with someone's food. The dogs would be biting your head off.
Why didn't you say anything then? Last I checked, you were happily stuffing down those chicken nuggets. Everybody was stunned when you up and left out of the blue. Luckily, I'm so good at thinking on my feet. I tried my best to distract them, but I think they already pegged you as a little rude. Sometimes I think you need to act your age more. What good is your being 40 if not for your maturity? Isn't that the one upside to being so much older than Ben? To have patience and maturity?
Why don't you have maturity then? Where are the extra 20 years worth of maturity you have on me? I did my best to not make a scene because, like you said, it was a special occasion. I didn't want John's fiancé to see what a messed up family dynamic we have. Not yet, at least. She can find that out for herself when she's officially a part of this family. Are you disappointed that I didn't stoop to your obscenely horrendous level? Is that it, Beth?
Obscenely horrendous. How dare you?
Thanks for only mentioning stories about Ben and John's childhood so that I had nothing to talk about, by the way. Did you enjoy all the undivided attention they were giving you? I tried to play nice for the sake of John and his fiancée and laughed at a couple jokes. But you were quick to point out very publicly that I don't know what I'm even laughing about. I bet that was real exciting for you, to embarrass me like that. Then you went right back to talking about Ben's school days, all those inside jokes I was never privy to. I wonder what John's fiancée thought of you, Beth. Do you think her gasps were because she thought you were such a cool, hip person, or because she felt embarrassed for you for brazenly attacking me? On her way out, she asked me if her visiting might have caused a stir or something. And I quote, "Is it a family tradition to live with the in-laws? Do you have to live with her?" I bet she's scared out of her mind about having to be your niece-in-law. If she breaks off this engagement, that's on you, Beth.
She said what? What an ungrateful wench. After all I did today to be a great host for her to feel welcome. Did she really say those things? How dare she? I should never have treated them to that expensive food. Oh, what a wasted dinner.
Speaking of, I'm going to get back to eating my expensive, excellent steak in peace. I'd really appreciate it if the house was cleaned up when I get back.
I hope your business trip went well. Did you say you were flying back this afternoon? Oh, cheese and crackers. I forgot to mention, didn't I? There's no house for you here anymore.
Oh, hello, Beth? What does that mean? Did something happen to the house? Is everyone okay?
Everybody is fine. Stop your fretting. I'm simply saying we, the three original Magnusons, Ben, Beth, and Burton, have mutually decided to relocate while you were on your little business trip to Europe. Finally, the real B. Magnuson clan can live together under one roof like a happy family that they are. So, as a courtesy, I'm letting you know. Perhaps you can go back to your parents' house for a bit while you get back on your feet. Or you can be one of those homeless people who live in their car. Frankly, I don't give a damn about what happens to you. You are a no-good, barren, gray spinster that never deserved my sweet Ben in the first place. I'm putting things back to where they should belong. Ben does not belong with you.
This has to be a joke, right? Why did you beg us to let you live with us then, if you hate me so much?
You had nothing to do with that, honey. Don't flatter yourself. I wanted to be nearer my son. I wasn't ready to send him off on his own with some woman. The fact that you were constantly around just irritated me no end. Why, I did have a little fun teasing you here and there. Your smile lines, your gray hair that's somehow always in a bun, your frumpy clothes, I can't stand any of it. Oh, I am so thrilled to not have to see that anymore. I can just enjoy my perfect son. See what happens to people who act all high and mighty about some pretentious business trip to Europe. They get what's coming to them. They always do. I know how successful you think you are and how proud you are of your career. Oh, I feel loads lighter thinking about how freeing it will be for my Ben not to have his wife wield her power and authority over him. Goodness! What a repulsive picture that draws.
First of all, have you seen yourself in the mirror lately? Do you think you're fooling anyone with your fake smiles that disappear as soon as you turn around? And you're mumbling under your breath, hurling insults? You aren't as discreet as you think you are. And who are you to talk about my wrinkles? You know what they say about faces. Your thoughts shine through your words, and your mind shines through your face. You're only 60 years old, and you already have the deepest frown lines I've ever seen, and I'm comparing them to my 89-year-old grandmother's. Certainly yours are not from smiling, genuine smiles. You have no right to say things like they always get what they deserve. Why, because I'm a working woman? Do you feel less important around me because I have a job and you've never worked a day in your life? It's not my fault you are green with envy. You had plenty of time to make something of yourself. But instead, you chose a path that led you to becoming this evil, manipulative, awful human being. Please have a little more self-respect than that.
You have lost your mind, haven't you? Now that you've been properly discarded by us. I knew you had this temper in you. You didn't fool me. It's too late anyway. You'll soon be nothing but a sad old divorcee.
What's interesting, though, is that Ben hasn't said a thing about this. He's right here, your precious Ben, making lunch with me as we speak.
What? Where? I thought you were on your business trip.
I was until 2 days ago. I got back the day before Ben and I moved into our new place.
What?
You didn't get the notice. We took the security deposit from where you used to live and put it down as part of a down payment. Of course, Ben and I added from each of our savings together.
That was my security deposit. You have no right to claim that. What on earth are you talking about? You cannot be serious right now.
No, not your security deposit. My security deposit. You used to rent until Ben and I got married. Then you moved in with us, into our rental that we were paying rent for with my money. Ben never told you this? I guess he didn't want you to feel like your son was anything but competent.
I remember vaguely Ben telling me about a larger security deposit amount, but I thought that was because he was offering to pay for me.
Sorry, that was not a joke? I thought you were making a joke because how could Ben ever save any money when you've taken his every paycheck? You should know, you spent every last penny he earned since he was 16. No, Beth, Ben did not pay anything, let alone pay anything in your stead. It was purely and entirely my money, and I simply retrieved it to put it to better use elsewhere. But Beth, I am no monster, of course. I put down the security deposit for the apartment you thought you'd run off to, leaving me behind like some piece of torn wrapping paper after Christmas. I wasn't going to be that petty as to leave you homeless. So, please at least try to make rent every month on time. It's not much, but I would hate to have to pull the deposit back out and have you stranded with nowhere to go. It could literally happen any time. I'm just shaking with power right now.
Rent? You expect me to pay rent in that place? It's a huge apartment. It's almost as big as the one you two had. Where are we going to get that kind of money every month? Your father-in-law is barely holding down his night shift security guard position. How do you expect us to afford this? How can you be so heartless? Where is Ben? I need to talk to him. You don't know what you're talking about. Ben told me he'd go live with me and his daddy. He would not cross me, that boy. He is my little angel. He'll side with me. I want to talk to him now.
Ben does not want to speak to you, Beth. Ever, I don't think. He was the first one to notice the inappropriate chicken nugget charade for what it was. He is utterly embarrassed for you and ashamed of you. He didn't even know how to start to apologize to me. He vowed to never let me go through that again as long as he lives. In other words, he will never let you anywhere near me. Therefore, he'll never let you anywhere near him. So this is it, Beth. We're getting the hell out of your life.
You shut your filthy trap. Ben would never do that to me. You manipulated him, didn't you? You cooed and cawed and made him think I was bad. I will not have some soulless wench banish me from my son. Who do you think you are? This is preposterous. This should be a felony. Ask anybody on the street.
Maybe you should. When your unemployed days are noticeably longer since you stopped seeing your son, you should go out into the street and ask people. See how many of those people think this is not what you deserve. And once you have statistics, don't call me. Ben and I love our new house. It was definitely the right one. It needs a bit of work, but what good things don't? Next week, Ben and I, not Beth and I, are going to pick out paint samples. In this house, we're enjoying a second honeymoon, if you will. Without the watchful glares from Beth, I'm able to finally get to bask in the glow of this exciting marriage. Maybe I will start considering having a baby. Our world is a better place now without Beth. Why not bring a child into it? Ben is going to be a great dad, no doubt, and imagining a little mixture of me and Ben just makes me smile. I'm so full of hope and happiness these days. I wonder if I should be thanking Beth. In the end, it was her ceaseless torment that finally got caught by the one person she shouldn't have let notice. And as awful as she is, she did make the most wonderful human being like Ben. So I'm willing to admit that I'm open to the idea of slowly forgiving her and easing her back into our lives. I don't know when that'll be, or when I might even begin to feel like starting that. Until then, I have no room to think about anything other than my perfect paradise with my sweet husband.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more.